Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of 10 Minutes to Talk. I'm your host, Jamilah Lawry, and today we have an exciting guest. As always, I think all of my guests are exciting. Here we are today, we're talking money. What do I always talk about? Money. We always talk about money, how to make it, how to get rid of it, how not to let it destroy your life with trauma. So here we are with the money block breakthrough expert. Emma Lyons, you guys. I'm going to bring her on and let her tell her story today. I'm super excited. Of course, I have a million questions, but I'm going to let her talk since it's a short show here. We're going to let her share her story and let you guys know how to reach out to her. So if you have any questions, concerns, want to join in conversation, please feel free to jump in the chat. We'll be more than happy to answer questions. Without further ado, let's bring Emma on the line here. Let's give us a second. Emma, welcome to 10 Minutes to Talk. How are you?
I am very good, Jamila. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you. We definitely appreciate you taking the time to be here today. So, I gave you a brief introduction, but I always ask my guests to jump in and give the real introduction and tell us who Emma Lyons is.
Well, yeah, my name is Emma Lyons, like Jamila said, and what I do is I work with entrepreneurs, particularly women, not only women, but particularly women, and I help them when they're feeling stuck in their business in terms of money coming in. They've hit a ceiling, and they might be doing all the best things, and nothing's working, all the right things with the marketing, everything, and nothing seems to land. And these people can be at 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, and just kind of kill themselves trying to get to the next level. And what
Yes.
I do, the work that I do is all kind of nervous system. It's not even mindset stuff. It's much deeper than that. Because what I've noticed is that money blocks are not never really about money, which is surprisingly enough. And it's all about how much we receive and how much our nervous system feels safe to let in.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty deep. I'm like, now you just got me thinking. So when you say nervous system, could you tell us a little more about what that looks like? Maybe give us an example of a person who may be stuck and how
Yeah.
you would kind of guide them through even identifying.
Yeah, so the way it shows up is that, like, you might have self-sabotage going on. You might be procrastinating. You know
Mm,
exactly what you need to be doing, but you're not doing it. And you know you should be doing it, but you find a million other things to do instead of doing the thing that you need to do. This is a classic sign, especially if it's consistent. There's some fear. Your body is like, oh, it's not safe to go there. It's not safe to go to the next level. So that's one
right.
way. And the other way it could show up in your results. If you kind of take one step forward and two steps back, or two steps forward and two steps back constantly, it's like you're trying to drive the car and you've got the handbrake on. That kind of vibe is another classic sign that you've got some, basically, it's fears in your system that are kind of
Right.
are the other thing that I see a lot of is people burning themselves out. Especially, this is the thing for women, burning themselves out. Like,
Yes.
burnout is kind of a badge that people wear, trying to be perfect, try to do
Absolutely.
everything, and still
Right.
just spinning their wheels round and round they go. So these are some ways. Another way is if money is just kind of slipping through your fingers. They're the four classic signs for business people. But I mean, it affects people across the board. So even if you're not in business, we all have. If you look at your bank account, you'll see there's usually like a default amount that's usually in your bank account, right? And if it gets
Right.
too
Right.
low, and it kind of recalibrates. It's kind of like a thermostat in your house. So instead of just
Absolutely.
pumping in the hot air and hoping the house is going to heat up, if you've got the thermostat set, you want to change the thermostat, and that's the work that I do with people.
Awesome. Awesome. That's amazing. So let me ask, how did you even discover that this was a need? Because you have it so mastered and niche down to this particular issue. And I think it's huge. How did you figure out one day, this is what I want to focus on?
Well, because like lots of people, I ended up doing it because this is the work that I needed myself. When I figured out I wanted to
Mm,
do this work, I really, really struggled. I didn't have like a specific niche that I do now, but I really, really struggled, even though I knew that I was really good at what I did. and I knew that I had the
Right.
skills and could really get to the heart of people's issues and release them really quickly. I really, really struggled to make it work as a business. And, I
Mm,
was promoting myself and everything. I had all these visibility blocks. And then when I started making money, it'd kind of be start and stop. And I was investing in myself and doing all the things that you're supposed to do. But the fact is,
right.
you can't, if there's something deeper going on, all that stuff, it's like just pruning the top of the plant with the roots still totally intact. You want to deal with those roots if you're
Right.
serious about shifting your money story. And also, let me just say, I'll say one more thing. When you
Yeah.
change your relationship with money, it changes so many other things across the board because it's money is about receiving. It's
Absolutely.
about receiving appreciation. And so many of us women really struggle with that receiving thing. I mean, how many people do you know who can't even receive a compliment, Give them a
Yes.
compliment.
Yes.
Yeah. We can't even take compliments. So how do we think we're going to be able to receive money?
Wow. Wow. Never, I think that's so awesome that you actually use that as a comparison because I never really thought about it like that. A lot of women become, kind of standoffish. Like, why did you say that about me when you're just like, I just like your dress, like that. I like the way you work. And you're like, well, why? What did you notice? So I think that's really, it's amazing to compare the two because are we ready to receive money? I know I say that your mindset. What is your relationship with money? Is the first question I ask the CEO when they come into my office. What's your relationship with your money? Because I think it's a good place to start. So when you're and I'm not going to hold you too long, but before I let you go, I want to say, what would be the ideal customer for you? Who's your perfect client? For those who are listening.
Well, I specialize in working with female entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
also men, but mostly women who have hit a ceiling. I've worked with people who are just starting out, but my general flow of people is people who've been in business a couple of years and have just hit a ceiling. They're really
Right.
ready to go to the next level or scale, and they might be doing all the things, have all the best coaching, but still
Right.
nothing is quite landing. And they're starting to realize that, it's mindset, but mindset is much deeper. It's not just about the mind, it's like the whole body. The
Right.
body speaks your mind. And if your nervous system is actually bracing itself when it comes to crossing that line and making more money, it's going to sabotage you every time, even if you're doing all the right things and have the best guidance in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's just where people kind of get stuck. So that's awesome. And do you have a website or is it the Emma Lyons?
Yeah,
I know I
I have
see
a
you
website,
have. Okay.
emmaslyons.com, and I also have a free gift for people if they want to check it
Okay.
out. This is a 2-minute self sabotage decoder, which is really cool. And
Oh,
it's at
awesome.
tinyurl.com/decode sabotage. So if you go to that, you can download the free gift where you can see where all your sabotage might be showing up. Because a lot of times
Okay.
people don't even know what it is. They
Let me
they
see.
might not even they might not might just go right over their head. And this will help
Right.
you really see that. And also there are tools and strategies there to help you move beyond that self-sabotage. Because self-sabotage is not you trying to mess yourself over. It's your body trying to actually keep yourself safe.
Correct, correct. And I think that's one of the things we had a therapist come on a few days ago and we
Yeah.
talked about that the body reacts to keep yourself safe,
Hmm.
it just does it on its own. So I think that's one of
Exactly.
the things that I love when we say actually looking at especially women, we take on a lot of different things when it comes down to being in business. We have our kids, we have the husband, we
Yeah.
have the house, we have the bills, we have work, and then all of the people that work for us become our children. So we're like,
Exactly.
okay, we got to fix all of these things. We don't have time for ourselves.
Exactly. And women really struggle with this even more than men because I'll tell you why we have all this legacy, all this baggage from, how many generations, only a couple of generations back, women weren't allowed to open bank accounts, it was men. This is why women's clothing doesn't have
Right,
pockets
right.
because it was not a woman's place
Wow.
to manage the money. So we're still carrying all that legacy in our energy. And I really feel like it's
Mm,
time for women to rise. And that means doing the
right.
inner work so that you can get to your next level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your website, is it Emma S. Lyons or just Emma
It is
Lyons?
Emma S. Lyons. Yeah. Oh, Emma S. Lyons. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So stick an S in there and you'll find
Gotcha.
me.
Perfect. Let's fix that. Okay. Perfect. 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 Well, Emma, I love this. I will be sharing all of your information. Anything else, shoot me an email. I'll add it. Thank you. Thank you so, so much for joining us today. I will be sharing this interview on all of my platforms and I'll share the links with you. Of course, if you need me on the back end, just yell, I'm always around.
Okay.
All right.
When will it be coming out?
Anything else you want to share with the people before we go?
Oh, yeah, I would just say, this work is really
Oh, yeah.
fundamental to everything. And this work is really fundamental to everything. So if your life
Absolutely.
isn't working the way you want it to, this is the work that you need to do. It's the trauma work. Work through those trauma responses so you can
Mhm.
actually be free to be the person you're here to be. And that's the greatest gift that you can give
Absolutely.
your kids, everyone around you.
Yes. 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 I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you again. We're live now, so it will be out as soon as we hang up here. And I'll
Oh,
share all the links with you directly. Absolutely. Okay.
amazing.
Thank
All
you
right.
again,
Thank you.
Emma. I
Bye.
appreciate you for being here today. Thank you guys. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of 10 Minutes to Talk with your host, Jamilah Lawry, CEO of My Biz Consulting. Make sure you guys follow Emma S. Lyons. Go to emmaslyons.com so you guys can check out her website and some of the amazing work that she's out here doing. If you are a woman and you are stuck in business, this is where you need to go. We as women, we constantly get stuck somewhere, somehow. We go through different life cycles, different changes. This is an opportunity for you to go ahead and address those things to increase your profits. Again, I'm Jamilah Lawry. I'm signing off. Make sure you check me out as well at mybizconsulting.net. Again, that's mybizconsulting.net. I'll be more than happy to connect you with any of our guests at any time. Stay tuned for more interviews to come. Thanks again for watching.